Is this what the future looks like? That's some lump. How the hell does that work? You've not run over my dog yet.
No.
Yard 1, to see a robot, to see the future. So this is the bit of ground we're going to come in with the robot. There's a patch here that the viners haven't gone over because we were here with the hens, and then there's some broccoli stubble down there. You call it stubble? I don't know. I've just done a couple widths with the discs on that tractor just to see whether it would go through it and break it up fine, because these were only cut 2 or 3 days ago, so they're still quite raw. They're not really kind of crisp and dead off yet, so they can get bound up and stringy and bind up in the machine rather than breaking up. So we'll see how we get on, but this is just a tiny wee patch. The rest of the field is fine. And then the broccoli, I've no idea how that's going to work. Fantastic start to the morning. That wee bolt is sheared. It goes through there, links on there, and then it dampens the door and holds it open. Now I've got a floppy door. I have phoned AgriCar, so hopefully they've got that joint in stock. There we go, that's some lump. The guys were just telling me it would fit lovely on my low loader. Right, we are off to the races. It started already, it's headed into that corner. It's got a set of Amazon Catros discs on it. Rod and the team over there, they set this field up yesterday, so it took about an hour. They walked the field with a GPS dome, marked it all out, mapped there's poles in this field. Then they sent it back to the office where a task was created. They set up the direction, so they took a parallel. They want the machine to be running at 45 degrees to the line of that fence, just to run across the way the tram lines are set up here. And then they bring it out to the field, start the task on the remote controller, and then away it goes. So basically all the safety features on it are kind of triple redundant. The interesting thing, it uses a lot of technology out of the automotive industry that's already got certification. So getting this machine safety certified, I don't think, well, I can't imagine it was an easy task, but the actual systems of safety have already been developed for automotive. So it's got a LiDAR sensor on the top there, scanning about 50 meters ahead all the time. There's no legs on those discs, so I'll maybe get them to put our discs on later and see how the legs get on as well, give it a bit more oomph to pull. I think it's about a 9-ton machine. They've set it up to miss 2 widths every time, so it's just gone down there, it's going to miss 2 widths and come down the back here. I wonder how Betty does. I wonder if it panics if it sees Betty in front of it. If I went and stood in front of it, it would come to a halt. I don't really want to. Oh, has it seen me? Oh, it's just seen my shadow or something. It slowed down a little bit there. Huh. Green lights at the top means all good, all good. And when it goes purple, that means it's scanning and it's kind of seeing something. Yeah, purple lights, it's scanning and it's starting to see us. So if I'd forgotten to put a pole or mark a pole in the field, it would just come to a halt and let me know. So it'll creep past me. Yeah. So at the speed you've set it at, it'll tell you when it's going to be finished?
Yeah, 10 hours time.
10 hours time. How's it going to get on with these peas? That's the steering wheel.
This is a controller, so yeah, this is the way you'd bring the machine to the field. Do any small setup, you want to do any tweaks to the hydraulics, forward speed. Once that's in autonomous mode, this can be turned off. It's no longer required. But basically everything to do with the machine manually is working for this remote.
Yeah, so you got the machine from the low loader to the field just using that.
So you unload it here, joystick control, all your services and hydraulics for here as well. You can check any of the forward speeds. It's currently going 6.6 kilometers per hour.
Okay, and you can just up that. Or
the percentages, that's where the front linkage and the rear linkage position are.
Yeah.
But essentially, once that's in autonomous mode, that's not required anymore.
And that's just a stop. You stop the machine if you press that.
That's an e-stop.
That's me out of a job. Sales pitch, come on.
Okay, sales pitch. So we've got 3 machines in the range. This is the top of the range one, the track machine. Got 156 horsepower diesel engine directly mounted onto electric generator. Then below that we have a 4-wheeled machine, which is a smaller 75 horsepower diesel engine, and they also are available as a 3-wheel version. 3-wheel versions more popular for saddle tranks and use in vineyards.
And I spoke to, what's his name? No, the other one, Graham. Spoke to Graham, he said Australia and America is kind of your biggest markets at the moment.
Yeah, so markets, Australia, Canada and America are very popular. Over 100 sold in the world just now. In Canada, the 3-wheeler with the sprayers quite popular in vineyards. In Australia, these have been very popular for tramline rejuvenation, so long periods of work in like prairie type environments. You can even get track widths up to 900mm wide, and the current machine's on 620mm wide tracks as shown working here. So track technology, we use Zoidberg tracks, but the actual track system itself designed by AgXeed. The founders of AgXeed have vast experience of track technology, and they've used that knowledge to minimise the amount of headland scrub that you see by the track suspension system used.
Right, just doing a swap. These discs are coming off. My discs are going on because they've got legs on them. Quite like this to be done with the legs. So now that we're past all these peas that haven't been harvested, which wind up in the legs, put the legs on. It's amazing. It is brilliant, to be honest. They were saying they chucked a grubber on it recently and just went straight across the beds after the spuds had been lifted, because obviously there's no one sitting on the machine, so they're not back breaking the human. The machine's taking the brunt of it, and I think they probably lost one full pass of work in the ground after spuds. I should have got them to come back once the spuds have been lifted up the top. The orange cables are all the wiring loom getting power to all the electronic drive motors. Dampener in there for suspension. They've got a ton weight block on the front. There's buttons all over it if you ever need to stop it. There's your AdBlue. Reversible fan that goes every 10 turns or something. It reverses the fan just to clean it all off. There you go. And it's one solwards. All the rollers have got sight glasses on the front so you can see the levels of them. And they've all got bungs on them so you can top them up. You'll see the suspension working over here. Those 2 bed plugs are to adjust your track pressures. They sit up at 80 bar.
Because we're generating electricity, there's an electrical output there, and this can be used to replace where a PTO drive is sometimes needed. So AgXeed have already converted flail systems and class mowers where you place an electrical motor there instead of the standard PTO gearbox. The electrical motor you can see on the track, and it's the exact same technology you can mount onto a driven system.
So putting the implement on, it's just using the controller there to back it up. It might take a few shunts, but you do all that manually. If you've got any questions about this machine, put it down below and I'll maybe get these guys, I don't know if they've got a YouTube account or something, they can reply to all the questions. It's even got cushions, so when it doesn't run into anything, it doesn't hurt. How the hell does that work? How's me doing that turn the machine off?
There's a big airbag with a switch in it, so it's a tactile bumper.
Yeah.
So any impact, it basically triggers the switch.
Ah.
It's a cushion. Thanks for testing.
That is brilliant.
That's your ultrasound.
So is it just detecting the change in pressure?
Yeah. Literally a big airbag in there, the cushion.
Wow.
Your final line of defence.
So that's your final line.
Your LiDAR,
radar.
Same as your parking sensors.
Yeah, car parking sensors,
Sound,
and then your airbag.
Tactile bumper. Or your e-stops.
So it's pretty redundant safety wise.
Yeah, and you've tested it. It works.
And you've not run over my dog yet?
No.
I don't think so, no, there she is. Right, we've got our discs on. They're binding up a little bit, but we've fiddled about with the depth and the packer at the back there, and it's improved things. But you can see there's just a little bit of binding because it's not long cut. It's not really dead. It's not crisp. It's just quite there. The Amazon discs have got a good set of discs, but they've not got any tines on them, so there's no depth to it. So, okay, nice, there's a nice wee scattering on the surface here, but it's still firm underneath. And after peas, these pea viners pretty much cover every single centimetre of ground here. And they're not light machines. Yes, they're spread out load-wise, but there's still a lot of running about and firm ground, so it really needs the structure of the soil. It really needs a leg in there to loosen things off. There you go. A cat tross, 3 metre cat tross. Oh, it's kind of offset there to there. Interesting design. Nice packer on the back. These have got better scrapers than we've got. I don't like the scrapers in our timber. They're a stupid thing. We're going to think about changing them. Not the whole thing, just the scraper. We might, basically the version of this on the Simba, chop off and put a different one on. Maybe a set like this, see if we can buy them. Need to see if they're the same width. Well, it doesn't matter because they're adjustable. I just buy something like this and fabricate it onto our set of Simbas. Anyway, there's a couple of pallets at the back of the shop need to come off a lorry. Lads are back there finishing up on the roof. Getting the last of things done. Getting that shed finished. Finally. I need to abandon the robot for now. I need to go and shift some seed for Kev, who's sowing along the road. I've fetched the boys a couple of bacon rolls though. Right, bacon rolls consumed. I'm going to leave them to it. They've got a few guys lined up to come and have a look at it. Andrew, who grows the broccoli there, he's coming to have a wee look. And a few other folk. I need to go and shift some seed for Kev, keep the drill moving. I'll come back later, we're going to have a go about it in the broccoli stubble. Dunk's asked me to come to the combine. I hope it's not bad news. On you go. With a leaky radiator hose here. Dunks, I've just tightened up that Jubilee clip. Dunk's going to turn it on. That new bit of rubber's sealed now, so there was chaff getting in the gap. And then that hose clamp is fixed. You can see it was all soaking up here, it's quite slippy. Dad's been cowping wheat. I'm just going to take this seed along to Kev. There's a big bust in the car park. Is this what the future looks like? Tractor working, me going and doing another job. Seed dropped. Kev's still at yard 4, he's just finishing up. Then he will head into the yard. I need to go and get a forklift and bring it here. Before I shift this forklift, it's got some creep feeders to top up. I'm needing a new knife on that. It is knackered. It's a good bit easier when there's no cows round about. I've left that gate open so they can get into this grass now. Get a fresh bite. This just come out of nowhere. Come out of the blue. I think I might get used to this. Unbelievable, the future's here, isn't it? £320,000 future. Need to clear the flatbed trailer for Dad, he's away to pick up carrots for the farm shop. So all the motors are all electric, like the PTO motor's electric, so it can be reversed. So like you can put a flail on the front of it, like you can drive it backwards or forwards. It can go both ways. So you have like a flail on the front of it. got a delivery to do, presumably for the shop, and then he's going to get some carrots as well because he's not far away from Fife to my uncle's. We've oats going in here next, so needs to be spotless. Seed oats. See how it's getting on working these out. It's got an 900 kilo block on the front, and for these discs it's needing slightly more weight. It's doing a job there, still a bit. They'll need done again, but it's getting through them alright. I thought it would block up. Is that regrowth? But should really have got someone and the sheep on this. Oh well, too late.
Teenage dreams, so hard to beat. Every time she walks down the street, another girl in the neighborhood. Wish she was mine, she looks so good. I wanna hold her tight. Get teenage kicks right through the night. I'm gonna call her on the telephone, have her over 'cause I'm all alone.
It's just doing a fine job there. 5-degree angle across the beds. That's one pass. It's wiped out most of the stalks. Still a little bit of a hollow in there, but I don't think you'll find many machines that would do anything on that in one pass only. So once we get a second pass at another angle, it won't be far off level. First time we've ever had any broccoli on the farm, so cultivating it afterwards is just figuring out what's the best way to do it. We got offered a lemkin carrot from Andrew, who's got these, but we've not got a machine that'll pull it. Not enough oomph, not enough power. They're just giving it a quick wash before it goes to its next demo. They've got something in Inverness, then the Black Isle, then, oh, what did he say? Then somewhere else. Here, there and everywhere with it. Just shifting a wee bit more wheat. When there's things like this, like demos and machines and kind of semi-YouTube type things, I just feel a bit guilty. I'm not getting any work done. But slightly different today, because I was getting work done, but I wasn't doing any work. Cheerio AgBot. That's the company that make it. That's the company that sell it. And that's that. Job done. It's a tight squeeze on this trailer anyway. That block gets folded up so as to not go through the back window of that when you turn a sharp corner. Do have to do this every time you have to get it to a new field, rather than just driving it down the road. And that's all she wrote. Away the robot goes to its next few demos. What's the verdict? What's my verdict? Are we buying one? Dad sacked me, giving me my P45. He's bought one. I'm out of a job. The quick answer, we're not buying one. Very impressive piece of kit. Farming's going that way whether you like it or not. It is solving a problem, which is one of the problems is staffing and people to drive kit. It's getting trickier and trickier. Currently for me, the price point versus the capabilities and what it brings to the farm, for our farm anyway, it's not justifiable. I think over time, over the next 3 to 5 to 6 years, somewhere in there, I think that differential will, the balance point will tip, where what it brings to the table, the autonomous tractor, whether it's Soil Essentials, AgXeed, their one, or if it's someone else's, whatever it may be, I think there will be a balance point shift. 5 to 6 years, I think we would be beginning to look to purchase something like that. I think that's the timescale where the benefits will outweigh the cost. You'll be gaining more than what you think you're spending. They've sold 3 or 4 down south, which I think they must be under the grant scheme that down in England whereby they've had 50% of the value paid for by the government, which makes a very big difference on £320,000 bill. Clearly those guys at £160,000 have found more benefit to cost for their farm, for their setup, whatever they may be they are doing with the machine. Definitely has its place, definitely is coming. It's at its infancy stage, as the guys spoke to me earlier about. The idea's obviously got a lot of growth and it will change a lot over the next 5-10 years. There's going to be massive change in that sector, automation within agriculture. All industries, but we're focused on agriculture. So I think for us, it's a company to keep an eye on what they're doing over the next few years. And will we see a robot on the farm in the future? I would imagine so. Dad's back with carrots. Dad was impressed by the machine. More impressed with it than what he thought it was going to be. But same point, it's the price tag is the sticking point. Maybe Scotland will throw up some big old grants in the future. Shove the carrots in there, into a chill. Although it's meant to be 1 degree tomorrow night. Just been loading up, I've just been sitting thinking about it, and you know what I think will happen? I think these guys, AgXeed, have developed their concept, the ideas, they've done all the work in safety legislations and automation and all that. I think what they'll do is, I think the company will be bought by an AgCo, by a Claas, by a whatever. Amazon and Claas are both investors in AgXeed actually. I think it'll get bought out and all the work they've done so far will be implemented into current tractors, or a current tractor manufacturer will put what they've done, the work they've done and the technology and the legislation they've got through into their own tractors. Right now its downside, aside from price point, you can't flee it along the road, you can't cut grain with it, you can't cut a low loader with it, you can't go cutting hedges in the winter time. It's not that multi-purpose, it's a cultivation tool in my opinion. If you can have that automation, chuck a cab on it and run it as a grain tractor, whatever, for us anyway, that's a huge step up. Let's go! I won't be spreading on this machine, narrow tyres, spare tractor, but I'm going to meet Dunk, who's got the other tractor, steal his tractor. Tomorrow he'll be driving the combine anyway. All set for the morning. Happy days.